Hello everyone. This is a free first chapter of the full novel, Seven Sovereigns, written by Zephy Landon and narrated in full by myself, the full version of which is available for purchase via the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. We both hope you enjoy and consider purchasing the book in whatever format is best for you. If you love the HFY content we do, we are confident you're gonna love this. Seven Sovereigns by Zephy Landon. Copyright Zephy Landon 2021. The Zephy logo was created by IG at Happy Daisy Art. Commercial rights acquired. All rights reserved. ISBN 9798711104353. Read by Net Narrator. Dedicated to my father and Mags. For your support and encouragement, thank you. To the heroes of Earth, I stand fast alone. I am the last wall. Chapter 1. 7. The luminescent red digit flashed before the lieutenant's eyes, his ominous glow burning itself into the retina. Lieutenant Kratchik broke the spell of the display by doing an instrument check, eyes darting all over the displays in the front of the cockpit. 7 was a special number to mankind. It figured in the lowest 4 prime numbers, which also, coincidentally, was the closest grouping of primes in the 10-digit numerals. It also just happened to be the number of continents that responded to the swarm of unknown dots which had covered every single radar display on the northern hemisphere of Earth 2 days earlier. 6. Kratchik barely noticed the subtle change in the display, and only acknowledged the switch in the lowest, farthest corner of a highly trained, focused military mind. 6 held a special place in the lieutenant's existence. It was the age of Damien Kratchik, the heir to the Kratchik Empire, which in its entirety included no less than a fairly unsurmountable student debt, a 2025 hydrogen solar hybrid Toyota, long overdue for a service checkup, and a fair amount of existential dread, panic attacks, and night terrors. Of the latter, Damien had his fair share. 5. Again, the display altered its barely digital existence. The other instruments were changing rather rapidly in comparison. The fastest one would be the HUD, partially projected directly onto the retina of the lieutenant, and displayed on the transparent dome covering the cockpit. Real-time analysis marked every vehicle as either a red hue, enemies, or the much rarer, faster dwindling blue, not enemies. The HUD tallied the blues and the reds respectively as 23 and 11,273, both coincidentally prime numbers themselves. A minute course adjustment, a roll, and a controlled deployment of flares, and 4. The MiG fighter performed admirably. It was safe to say that even with the recent refresh to the craft, the sleek, single-engined MiG-225 managed to not only reflect most targeting systems, making missile locks and automated ordnance guiding systems useless, but the magnificent magnetic reflective engine also gave the lieutenant and the rest of Hammer Squadron previously unmatched maneuverability and control. Kratchik revelled in the knowledge that the aptly named aircraft, Finder's Fee is Death, was holding the current record of 217 kills against the Red Dots. It also held the record of most heartbeats from the pilot from the Euro-Asian Air Battalion, as the lieutenant and the Fee were the last of it. The rest had perished protecting them. 3. Into the light, nose up, adjusting for center position. The lieutenant narrated the maneuvers with a calm and professional demeanor. Hoping that the remaining blue dots could hear the broadcast, Tactical had suspected that the signals would be completely lost inside the light. The HUD only had one dot, and it was blue. It was also, coincidentally, marked as the Euro-Asian MiG-225, Finder's Fee is Death. Lieutenant Kratchik focused on the view in front of the aircraft. Well, technically it was above the Fee, as it ascended towards the source of the light. The massive alien carrier that had been hovering over Oceania for 5 days, projecting a light on the ground in the giant cone. 2. Realigning the reflectors, I really hope this works, gentlemen, or I will go full KGB on your assets. One last joke, as the display hit its second to last digit, a silent prayer that someone heard it, and another that nobody did. There was no reason that it wouldn't work. Everything else that the brilliant minds of Tactical had predicted held true. One fighter battalion, refitted with reflectors, was to get into the light beam, and the rest of the largest airborne fighting force Earth had ever seen would engage the alien fighters as a diversion. Almost 300,000 human-piloted fighters had participated. That is a lot of blue dots. Now, there was only one. One. Somehow, somewhere, a brain fart turned into a tactical plan, and right now, Lieutenant Cratchit was it. The fart, the plan, the only one left. Fee was positioned at the center of the beam, reflectors oriented upwards as the alien carrier increased the projected power in the field of light to a rather unpleasant degree. The lieutenant's last words were unheard. 0. As the display in the command center of the newly established United Terran Defense rolled over to the last digit, all the screens did their job. One counted hostiles, and had a relatively easy-going night. Another counted friendlies, and would have been wearing a heavily sweat-stained shirt if monitors were in a position where wearing shirts at work was allowed. The one tracking the alien carrier through visual means was very focused on adjusting the output lumens to within capable parameters as the beam of white light changed from the center out to a beam of yellow, then red, then purple, and then a small beam of purple burst through the top of the vessel, burned a visible hole in the atmosphere, and the giant alien craft decided to take a nap and take most of its fighters with it, as they swarmed beneath the strange, alloy behemoth. As if to cushion it from the impact, they did, however, fail in a most celebratory fashion. Aftermath. It took the UTD 2 weeks to identify the battalion's audio transmissions amongst the full spectrum recordings of the battle. The clean-up after the massacre of the Australian mainland took 3 months, with everyone pitching in. Every nation sent people, machinery, logistics, and material to recover and rebuild as necessary. Even the previously isolated nation of Cuba sent cigars, rum, and a very service-minded doctor. It did, however, only take 6 hours to find the location where the alien craft had used its weapon, and in the center of the scorched glass earth was the outline of a MiG-225 cockpit, viewed from the front of untouched soil. 3 hours later, the landmark was official and named To the Warriors of Earth. After 6 months of sifting through data, reclaiming a continent, and mourning, a young boy walked up to a statue erected on the outskirts of a gigantic circular purple-black glass mark. He looked at the plaque, and then back at his father. The band just stared at the boy, teary-eyed, and gave a faint smile and a nod. Damien Cratchit turned around, faced the cameras, and took a deep breath. Here lies Lieutenant Commander Anastasia Cratchit, Defender of Earth. Her last words were, "I guess you found us." A short choke reached the microphones as the boy struggled to hold back tears. "Goodbye, Mum."